Jets taking Zach Wilson at 2 and not Justin Fields, and that includes Fox Bet Sportsbook. They've got Wilson as the heavy favorite.
It's okay.
Remove the earmuffs because a longtime AFC exec, hang on, pushing back, maybe agreeing with you, said, are we all sure that Wilson is going second? Is that written in stone somewhere? Seriously, have they come out and said it? Maybe Wilson is the pick, but you can't tell me. He is absolutely a better prospect than Fields. We would take Fields there at 2. What if they do take Fields? Then San Francisco takes Wilson, then New England comes up to 4 and gets Jones. There's no way that could happen. The whole domino effect there. Mike Vick back with us now to help break this all down. Mike, you shared this executive's uncertainty that the Jets are locked in on Wilson over Fields at 2.
You know what? At this point, Jenna, these quarterbacks are so good in this draft. It's take your pick. Like, back to what we alluded to in the last segment, Nick and Brandon. You can take any one of these quarterbacks and win with them. When you can look at draft class and look at 5 quarterbacks and say, all right, if I don't get this guy, I can land this guy. If I don't get this guy, I can land this guy. You got to feel pretty good about that. Any offensive coordinator, you know, especially with the Jets right now, should be ecstatic that he's going to get the quarterback that he might want. If not, he can take his pick. And most likely the guy's going to be there for him, whether it's Zach or it's Justin. You can win with any one of those guys. They got high skill sets. Jones, Lance. So these guys are playing football at a high level. They got all the physical attributes. And, you know, I wouldn't care who the Jets took. And Brandon, we both got an affinity for the New York Jets. You know, we got love for them. We just want to see him win.
Well, you don't got too much love if you talking about you don't care who they pick. How much love do you really have for the Jets? If you say I don't care, take any of them. No, Mike. No.
I say this from the perspective of if I'm a coach, if I'm a coordinator, give me any one of these guys and I'm gonna win games. And that's got to be the approach.
Right.
So look, I like Justin. I know Justin. I've watched him. He's proven. I recently studied Zach closely. He has a lot of skill set. He brings a lot to the table. A little bit more whip than Justin. So it's all on what you want as a coordinator and how your offense is going to be catered around that guy, which is what we talked about in the last segment.
Right. Well, let's go back. Remember, Zach Wilson's pro day hit first, okay? And we were wowed by how he was throwing the ball. It was amazing. He can absolutely throw it. He has a cannon. He's accurate. I mean, the zip on his ball, the tight spiral. I mean, just amazing. I mean, this is one of those throws. We rarely make this type of play in the NFL. You know, this is an alert. This is a check with me. You know, maybe if it's zero blitz and they throw in the kitchen sink and it's a 2-minute drill, you may see a quarterback take a shot like this. There's only a few teams that really built this into their offense. But this is a wild throw, and I believe the Jets were wild. I absolutely know the Jets were wild. I think they left and they said, you know what, this is our guy. But I also know that they said, look, if the right deal come up and Justin Fields still there, we come up, take him, right? But I heard everything I needed when I called Ohio State. I went on campus. I called those guys. I said, hey, tell me about him. They said he's smart. They said sometimes he's too smart. And that's all I needed to hear. Why? Because the kid runs a 4.4 40. Okay? And this is the modern NFL. You got to be mobile. You got to make something happen with your legs at the quarterback position. The kid can make all the throws. He has a lightning arm. He has a big arm. He's played at the highest level. He's a leader. And then if you go into his practice habits and his approach to preparation, he's up there with the best. So what else do we need to talk about? If the kid has it, he has high football IQ, he's a super athlete, what else do we need to talk about here? Like Zach Wilson, he can do it all. I think he's going to have an amazing career if he's put in the right situation. But who I like at number 2 is Justin Fields for all those reasons. He has everything you need to lead your team for the next 10, 15 years.
So here's the thing. I also would take Justin Fields at 2. I'm surprised at his alleged slide. I don't think, though, Zach Wilson going ahead of him is criminal. I don't think it's like, oh my God, what's happening here? I have thought all along Mac Jones going ahead of Justin Fields would be total insanity. Like that, they both played at big-time schools. They both won at big levels. They both had pros on their team. And Justin was clearly, at every step of his career, the better player. And, by the way, better fits the modern NFL. So when it comes to, that's more about the third pick, though, right? When it comes to the second pick, if I were running the Jets, I would pick Fields. But Wilds, how certain am I that they're going to draft Wilson? I'm as certain as Fox Bet is. Listen, the bookmakers are not in the business of losing money. Aside from the fact that they can't set the lines high enough in Oklahoma City Thunder games. By the way, cash another one last night. Thank you. Appreciate that, Fox Bet. In fading the Thunder. They don't like to lose money. And I just want America that doesn't gamble to understand what plus 1,600 means. If you bet $500 on the Jets taking Justin Fields and you win $8,000. It is 16-1. So they are confident. They are highly confident. And that makes me highly confident. How much if I bet 20,000?
How much if I bet
320 grand, Brandon. 320,000.
Then that's what I'm putting down on Justin. Then that's what I'm putting down on Justin.
320,000. There you go. Bet 20, get a Bentley. There it is. I don't know if Fox Bet's going to take that high of action. We might have to call some executives, but it'd be good for the show. It'd be good for the show. Wild. So that's there's like two discussions happening on parallel tracks here. What should the Jets do? Which I think everyone seems to agree on this show, not other shows, but this show, take Justin. And what will the Jets do? Which it seems to me like all of the evidence says they've already made their decision. It's Zach Wilson. And I would argue, Wilds, the Niners believe they've made their decision because the Niners traded up to 3, I think, with knowing Lawrence and Wilson are off the board, we can get our guy, whomever that guy is.
Okay, I am certain that the Jets are taking Zach Wilson because NFL reporters who never get things wrong have said as much, Brandon. So if you can still bet your 20 grand, but people put their reputations out there on the line and said it's going to be Zach Wilson. So I'm like, all right, if your reputation's on the line saying Zach Wilson, then I co-sign you to be Zach Wilson. Mike, I want to ask you a question about like what... It's not Mel Kiper. It's not Mel Kiper. It's the other guys. So Kiper's just Kiper's moving all over the place. Different guys.
Well, you talked about him. Mike, yes, exactly, right.
Yeah, okay. Brandon, it's going to be Justin Fields to the Patriots, so you and I got to get back in the same boat, buddy. We'll be teammates. Mike, the theater of pro day, no pads, guys running around in shorts, making the same throw that I never see in the game. Everybody oohing and ahhing. To me, it just looks ridiculous. And I feel like I'm the only one saying this thing looks silly. Are all of these scouts and coaches actually picking up on something? And when you watch a guy's pro day, do you say, wow, I like player X more than I like player Y?
If you're picking a guy based off the pro day, then you're getting it wrong. You know, everything should be based on what this guy has done on film against some of the best teams in the country. I'm not talking about the mediocre teams, the teams that you faced that was 2-6, 3-7. I'm talking about the powerhouse and how did this guy measure up against top-tier competition. There's no malice against what I'm saying and what the pro day actually means to a player, but it actually means nothing. I went and did my pro day pretty much with my eyes closed, and it was a breeze. It was super easy. I could make every single throw. I was in tip-top shape and just feeling good about the whole draft process. So, when I look at this draft, and like I say, all these quarterbacks in this draft, these teams should feel fortunate that they have the luxury of picking one guy who can change the face of their franchise. So to answer the question, I think Zach is going to go to the Jets. And I think, I hope that Justin will go number 3, to the San Francisco 49ers because, I can see him thriving there. They already in a good position to win games. I think that the Jets need Zach more so than any quarterback needs the any team needs a quarterback in this draft. The Jets really need a guy who's a dynamic player, playmaker, who maybe can go out and win games without a lot of pieces around him. And that give me that Kyler Murray guy who can, do a lot on his own.
Okay. Well, look, Nick, Jenna, Wilds, y'all know